I don't know if there's ever been a cast this unlikable. What's going on, people? Alex Thorn, and I'm a rock and roller who in his downtime likes to watch movies while wearing a bandana. And this time I decided to follow the hype train from you guys and others, but mainly you guys who were commenting in other videos about you should review Talk to Me. I invited my buddy out, and it's funny because he goes, "What's it about?" I was like, just think The Simpsons monkey hand. And that is what we went into this with. That was what was in my mind. That's what was in his mind to set up the movie. And off we go. Now, I did not remember that this movie was Australian. I bring that up front because not everybody has an issue with accents that aren't American, but there's certain accents that can irritate you. This is one of them that irritated my life throughout the movie.
Have you seen the group chat? I'm doing it again tonight.
What? And I couldn't understand what they were saying most of the time. So if you're sensitive to accents, this one's in Australian all the way through. It adds to the annoyance that I opened this video with, which was the actors. The actors in this, I mean, even down to the main actress. There's one person who I found okay, and that was a boyfriend in the movie called Daniel. Every single other person in this movie is downright unlikable. Shouldn't be on screen, shouldn't be in a movie. This movie starts out with a guy trying to look for his brother in a party. He ends up finding him by breaking down the door. He said he's in there, you know, blah, blah, blah. They take him out. There's obviously something wrong with him. Everybody takes out their phone to film him because he looks like he killed somebody. And sure enough, he kills his own brother and then kills himself. That's the way the movie starts. We're off to a good start for a horror movie. And then for the preceding 30 minutes of this movie, you are brought to boredom hell. You're brought to in this movie because you're slowly introduced to every non-interesting, non-grabbing character with expose that is unnecessary. There's expose in this movie that should have been developed later on, early on, and it's not. They spend way too much time trying to get you to like the two lead female characters in this, and they're completely unlikable. The main character, Mia, is basically adopted by her best friend's family because her mother, as we're told in the beginning, committed suicide or died by taking sleeping pills by mistake. The expose in those first 30 minutes of the brother and the sister and the main character and the mother, I get what they were trying to do. It is not achieved in this movie. These people are completely unlikable. But you quickly see that the main character and the best friend's brother have a bond, whereas the best friend and her own brother do not have a bond, if you get that. And then there's this big dumb jock, and they have this dead cadaver hand that's kind of shaped like this, that's going to shake your hand. And they're using it essentially like drugs to get high, to escape the real world and speak to these demons, these spirits. That's a high. Especially when you shake the hand, say, "Talk to me," you're introduced to a demon. Nobody else can see it, but you, who shook the hand, holds the hand, says, "Talk to me," and then says, "Let me in," or "I'll let you in." I can't remember which one it is. Yeah, "I'll let you in." So therefore, that spirit that you met when you said, "Talk to me," goes into your body, and for 90 seconds maximum, is what is explained in this movie, you are possessed. And it's this outer world feeling. It's like getting high. I love that concept. That concept is incredible. Biggest issue with that is that we don't get any backstory on where this monkey hand. I keep saying monkey hand because The Simpsons did a Treehouse of Horror, Treehouse of Terror, whatever it's called, episode on a monkey hand that played out very similar to this in a way. But we don't get any backstory. I mean, all the way to the end of this movie. If you're expecting backstory on that hand, you're not going to get it. You're only going to get where they got it from, and that guy. You don't even see that guy get introduced to that guy. The issue is whoever made this movie has a habit of putting things in people's mouths and involving something with people's mouths. There's three, I won't say what they are, but there's three instances in this movie where things happen with mouths. I get that it's a horror movie, it's supposed to be disgusting, but at the same time, it's just like, okay, once I get it, twice is like, what's going on here? Three times, like, come on, are you serious? Like, this is, maybe you have a fetish with your mouth or something. I don't know, but it was kind of uncomfortable for me, to be honest. As the movie progresses, I won't give you a spoiler, but I'll just say this, because I can't go beyond the premise, right? We know by the trailers, we know if you read the synopsis, and that's kind of what I can give you here, because I don't want to spoil you guys on anything. But what I will say is that there's one, and I mean just one scene in this movie that looked like they went out of their way to spend quite a bit of budget on, and it worked. And it ended up looking amazing. And to see that the spirits or the demon world were doing what they were doing in this one scene to a victim was very, very, very disturbing. I want to slightly just take a break from this review and say, because I'm talking about this scene, that if Insidious, the Red Door, had a scene where the spirits, the demons, were doing what the demons and spirits were doing in Talk to Me, Insidious would have been a much better movie, because it would have gave you something instead of just jump scares. This movie gives you jump scares and gore and, an actual impact to what it's doing. So then I'm going to skip anything that can ruin it for you guys that want to see it, and I'm going to go straight to my thoughts on my collective thoughts on the movie itself. Talk to Me is going to get 2 bandanas out of 5. And I'll tell you why. I hinted at it earlier with sound design. It's absolutely amazing. But also the story. The story is an incredible story. But I also feel, because of the way it was presented, which made me feel like I was watching a Tubi movie, a Roku original, just not up to par. I get it. Somebody's going to pop up in the comments and say, well, it was an independent film and it made it to theaters and you got to watch it. I get that. But it still isn't moving. It just isn't moving quick enough. The first act of this movie is so incredibly slow, and the choice of actors in this movie is so bad. It brings the movie down. And I'm going to tell you this right now. If it had better actors, likable characters, and was shot better with more expose towards the mother, towards the background of this cadaver hand, towards any of that stuff, this movie could have easily been a 4 bandana or 5 bandana, because the story is so good. But it drops down to a 2 because there's so many things wrong with it. The pacing, the actors, it's just ugh. And similar to another movie that I reviewed, Good Night Mommy, which was made independently, I believe at first. I could be wrong, but I know it wasn't made here in America. It got remade by Amazon to be American. I hope that Talk to Me gets remade by a major studio so that it's tolerable and it's better and it moves better and it has new actors. I really do. But let me know. Talk to me down below. You see how I threw that in there? Let's talk. Let's talk about this movie. A lot of you guys recommended it to me. I can never find myself ever watching this movie again, but I will. The story will stay in my brain. So that means it's good on paper. It's a good presentation. Just somebody else has to make this. So let me know. Did you like it? What did you think about it? What do you think about my opinion on it? You know what I got to do. I'm Alex Thorn, and I got to rock out so that I can watch some movies and review them with you guys.